This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Chicago. It's fight week. Press conference done today. You're a hard man to get hold of, TJ.
I'm trying to swerve you all day.
You have tried, haven't you?
But there's no slipping through your fingers, KUGAN.
No. If you're here, I'll get you. How you feeling?
Calling me out on Twitter and everything.
I thought that's the best way to do it. As soon as I see you tweet, I'm like, that's it. You can't ignore it now.
Yeah. That's like a lot of people.
How's your week been?
Yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the fight week, the matchroom fight weeks. You know, just the way they do everything. Just the media workout, everything, the press conferences, everything. You know, so I'm really enjoying it.
So obviously your first one back.
Since the Roman fight.
Since the Roman fight.
Yeah, first fight back. Very excited to be back. You know, I would like him to be back a little earlier, but what can I do? You know, it's the powers that be. So it's good to be back now. After losing my title, you know, I'm itching to get back on top. I really want that Roman rematch next year as well, you know. So please God, he can get through his mandatories, and I keep on winning, and we can get it on again, you know.
We'll come on to the potential Roman rematch in a bit, but we heard Eddie Hearn today kind of say that was the fight of the year, and when you hear that and kind of sing your praises, must be a bit bittersweet, because it wasn't to be your night as in what happened, but plenty of positives to take from that night.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying in my fight today. Like, there is loads of positives to take from it. It still hurts like yesterday with the loss, you know, but it's nice to see everybody, you know, mention it as fight of the year, and like putting it in with like Spence and Porter, putting it in with Pacquiao, Thurman, you know, these kind of Ruiz, Joshua, like me, fucking TJ Doheny get mentioned in these fight of the years, you know. So it's good that way, you know, and the amount of respect I'm getting from people is unbelievable. The amount of people coming up to me and saying it to me, like, but I don't want to be involved in fights like that every time, you know. But it's nice to know that I have that inside me, and knowing that if I have to get into the trenches and fight a war, I can, you know. But ideally, I'd rather be using my boxing ability and the brain that I have, even if I have to stink the place out and get the win by other means, you know. But it is nice to be mentioned alongside those lines.
Because it's an old cliche saying that it's not winning the title, it's keeping hold of it.
Exactly.
But you won the title, so that's never ever going to leave you. You've got that forever. But I suppose making defences, unifications, etc., you're talking about the elite in the weight, the best in the weight, which is what you want. Yeah. But you proved that you're more than capable of mixing it with those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I know this is going to sound a little dumb because I'm coming off a loss to a 122 fighter, but I still believe there's a few little things I could tweak in that fight, and the decision could have been a completely different one, you know. I still believe I'm the best 122 fighter out there, you know. It's just little small things, you know. I'm relatively inexperienced with 21 fights. If you look at my record, and the things I've done in professional boxing for the level of experience I have is phenomenal, you know. So I think with another 2-3 fights under my belt and a little bit more experience under the lights in meaningful fights, I'm going to be very tough to beat, you know. So yeah, just looking forward to getting back on top, you know.
So obviously you're focused on this weekend in Chicago. Mm-hmm. You need to kind of, want a better word, get that out of the way this weekend, and then you can really kind of concentrate on exactly, you know, what lies ahead for you.
Yeah, exactly, you know. So there's talks behind the scenes with MTK Global and everything, and we've got a couple of options to look at going forward, you know, so we can lock in some contracts and we know exactly where we are then, you know, and what's planned. But right now, without being disrespectful to my opponent, it's a fight that everybody's expecting me to win, you know. But I won't be taking anything lightly. I've got to get through this guy, get the win, and then we'll sit down and we'll talk about what's next, you know. What
has Eddie Hearn said to you about potentially if there's any kind of fights out here, especially for you?
Yeah, so I was just speaking to Eddie yesterday, just briefly at the media workout, and every time we tried to mention something about, you know, other fights and potential shows and stuff, I just kept on mentioning the rematch. He was like, yeah, look, he's got to get through his mandatories, he's injured and all. I think Eddie's kind of thinking more short term for me, like, you know, so he said early next year we'll be out again, you know, so that's ideal. But obviously he has to sit down with MTK and talk about stuff like that, but it's just I'm just itching to get that rematch, you know, and just right the only loss in my career.
Obviously, Eddie's got a good working relationship with MTK, so the opportunities are going to be there for you.
Yeah, please God, and I would like to keep working with Matchroom, you know, because I really enjoy the setup and the way they treat the fighters and everything, you know. And like you said, they've got a good relationship with MTK, so it'd be nice to see what opportunities they can confront me with in the new year.
I'm sure if you keep in Hearn'S ear, it'll eventually pay off for you, because I mean the first fight spoke for itself, so it's kind of there, the proof's already there.
Yeah, exactly. Even like if you think about any of the fights, any of the battles of the ages, any of the wars of attrition, when have you ever spoke about what title was on the line? So it doesn't even matter about whether it's a world championship fight. Even if that was just a fight, it has to happen again, because it was such an entertaining, quality fight. The fans are crying out for it. Every time my name gets brought up on social media, his name gets brought up, the first comment is always, oh, his fight with Doheny or his fight with Roman was fire, you know. So that fight has to happen again, and next time out I'll win the next one, then it's one apiece, so that sets up a trilogy, you know. So it's
do you think he wants to rematch you, or he would want to?
You see, he's got a busy schedule ahead of him, you know, so I'm not stupid. I'm not expecting the fight to be happening in the next 4 to 6 months, you know, but it's something that I would like to get mid next year if possible. I think it's a fight. Danny's a warrior, and he really is. Like, he's taking on his mandatories. He wants to fight the best. I know he wants to unify other titles as well, but I think me and him, it makes sense to have that fight again, you know. Even like financially, you know, that fight can sell, you know, it can market itself just from the last one.
No, absolutely, I agree. How are you finding Chicago?
I love it. I was here as an amateur in, a long time ago now, 2005, 2006, 2007. We used to come over here for a Paddy's Day show. It was like a club show. We used to join in the Paddy's Day parade. They dyed the river green and everything here, you know. They really get behind the Irish here. But beautiful city. It's a little cold, so I'm looking forward to getting back to Australia. It's rolling into the warm weather now again. But no, I'm enjoying Chicago.
Anywhere's cold compared to where you are, though.
Yeah,
surely.
exactly. Yeah, but I've been, luckily enough, I've been following the sun the past few summers, so I've been happy enough, you know. So we had the summer in Massachusetts. Now I'm going straight back into an Australian summer. So that's not too bad, because before that I had back-to-back winters. So it's kind of balancing itself out. But no, I'm enjoying this the trip I'm on, the journey I'm on. You know, getting to travel the world, and another city scratched off the list. You know, geez, I've got, what cities I've been now? I've got Brisbane, I've got Sydney, I've got Tokyo, Bangkok, I got New York, I got LA, I know I've got Chicago, and I'm sure I'm missing out on a couple of cities there. It's not a bad thing to have on my resume, like, you know.
Absolutely.
True road warrior.
True, you are a true road warrior, absolutely. So the message is clear to Mr. Hearn. Give me the rematch.
What's up, man?
Yeah, give me the rematch. You know, like, that's all I keep mentioning to him. You know, look, I'm not done. I know there's schedules to be, I think, mandatory to be got by, but at the end of the day, it's the fight I want. I want to write the only run of my career, and I want to be a world champion again, you know.
Totally unrelated to you, it just kind of made me think, obviously, because you're based out in Australia, but someone else is based out in Australia making a comeback at 55 years old, Mr. Nigel Benn.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Each to their own. I don't really want to make a comment on it. I just think it's a little bit silly. Like, he's saying he's looking for closure. Man don't need no closure on the career he's had, like, you know. I can kind of understand it from the point of fighters. When you're a fighter, when boxing's in you, it's in you, and it doesn't matter how old you get. You always feel like you still have it in you, you know. So I think you might just want to get that out of the system, you know. So
he's saying he's just having the one fight, obviously, against Sakio
Bika
BK as well.
People,
yeah, who's only been retired, I think, 3 years.
Yeah.
He was probably world champion 4 years ago.
But Sakio's no powder puncher, like, you know. Sakio, like, if you were going to be coming back at 55, you know, at least get somebody who's flailing a little bit or flapping at you. Sakio's going to come to take your head off, like, you know. So it's going to be interesting, but I hope he just comes out of it okay, you know, especially at his age, and wish him all the best.
No, absolutely. I think when there was talk of him and potentially Collins or Eubank, you kind of thought, all right, all these guys kind of haven't fought for similar-ish times.
Similar age too.
Yeah, similar-ish ages. It's an even playing field.
Yeah.
But he keeps saying that Sakio Bika's not too much younger than him, but I think there's a good 15 years or so.
I know, yeah.
But like you said, each to their own. If he's got one more kind of stab at it that he wants to get out of his system, then
it feels like it's in him. You know, there's going to be doctors, there's going to be people at ringside. So if anything, what people are saying could happen, please God, touch wood, nothing does happen. But there'll be people there for his safety, So it doesn't matter. Let him get it out of his system. Let him ride off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of his life. Hopefully, he doesn't.
Definitely.
Another one.
Yeah, doesn't want another one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, TJ, have you got anything else you'd like to add?
No, you know me, KUGAN. I'm a man of few words, so.
You're getting better though.
I'm getting better. Getting a little more comfortable. But
I noticed in the press conference today you kind of spoke for more than what I expected you to speak for.
I know. Yeah, I play it out in my head too much, And today I just kind of went with it. I just listened to everybody else's speeches, and then I just got up and spoke myself instead of thinking of what to say, because that's when I drew a blank in LA, didn't I? My World Title Unification. I was I drew a blank. But I'm getting a little more comfortable. I just kind of, I don't know, I just have to stop waffling on a bit, that's all.
That's all right. Waffle is better than no talk, so it's all good. Okay, well listen, get your win out the way this week, and then let's see what kind of brings you. I'm assuming that this will be your last fight of the year, probably, or
depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
If I pull up okay from it, I ideally would like to get out at the end of the year.
He has got one more show in December.
Yeah, get one more, just get a bit of closure on the year,
Yeah.
But we'll try and get back out again. As I say, I'm just trying to get more experience and under the lights and get myself ready, because 2-3 fights time, I can't see anybody being able to beat me, without sounding like a dickhead.
No worries. Where's Magic Mike?
Magic Mike said he was a 10-minute walk away, but I know he did a workout and he's got jet lag, so probably a 20-minute walk because he's all seized up. But I'm sure he's not far away.
I'm sure he's not far away. All right, TJ, listen, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and wish you the best of luck this weekend. We'll grab a word with you after your fight on Saturday night.
Yeah, no problem.
Top man.